Another 5 things to improve your memory. Who would have thought? I mean, I did tell you in the last episode, if you remembered. So we're gonna start with the 6th one, because we're gonna follow on where we finished. A clean environment. Because your external environment is a reflection of your internal environment. So at the end of each day, and preach to the choir hopefully, spend 2 or 5 minutes cleaning up your space around you. And Jordan Peterson once said that if you want to solve the world issues, start by tidying up your bedroom. Because if you can't do a mundane task, such as keeping your room tidy, how on earth can you expect to solve the world issues? So I guess I'm now not just preaching to the choir, but I'm telling the choir to tidy your room. Next, sleep. Now, sleep is imperative, and we've already covered the topic on how to improve your sleep. But more so, whilst you sleep, your brain undergoes a process of clearing out the toxins throughout the day, but also consolidating the memories you've made. Because throughout the day, you acquire new information. When you sleep, you consolidate that information, so you make it concrete. And in the following day, you then recall the information. 3 important stages to forming a memory. That second one, and arguably the most important, consolidation, only occurs during sleep. Next, brain protection. Now we're not talking about simple concussions, but we're talking about the device that you sleep next to, such as your phone. Because believe it or not, when you receive a text, and you may or may not remember, if you put your phone near a radio, you would hear staticky noise. This one. That noise that occurs just before you get the text, well, that's electronic magnetic waves, EMWs for short. Now these EMWs have been proven to disrupt the quality of your sleep, just like that light behind the back of your kneecap. If you remember from that study on how to improve your sleep, how it disrupted the participants' sleep, so does the EMWs. And they found that over 90% of 18-year-old students in America sleep with their phone under their pillow. Now, some of you are like, ugh, I'm actually included in that. Well, don't fear, because one thing you can do, we didn't even choreograph that. One thing you can do, throw a pillow at me, stick behind the camera, oh. Anyway, one thing you can do is put your phone on airplane mode. Because what happens when you put your phone on airplane mode? Well, you prevent these EMWs interfering with your sleep. Now, I understand not everyone can put their phone on airplane mode, so if you can't, I suggest putting your phone further away from your bed. And it's a great thing to help you wake up in the morning, because you're gonna have to get out of bed to turn it off. Next, new learnings. Now, I've mentioned this before, that we can't reverse brain diseases, but we can offset them, and you can offset them by learning something new. A new language, a new skill. All it has to do is activate different parts of your brain that doesn't usually light up. Because if you don't use it, you most definitely will lose it. It's that simple. And finally, the 10th habit to improve your memory, the moment you've all been waiting for, drum roll please. Is stress management. Stress management, because when we are stressed, we do not think straight. The prefrontal cortex, which is the control center for our logical thinking, it switches off. It switches off when we experience stress, high levels of cortisol. We've all been there when we are late, and we are driving, and we start cutting people up. We start to speed. You get a parking ticket and you hit a wall and you break your hand. But in that moment, it seemed logical. And afterwards, you regret it. It's the exact same in an exam. You go blank, and then you leave the exam and you're like, huh, I knew all the answers. But in that moment, 5 minutes ago, you drew a blank. Stress inhibits our ability to recall information which we know very well. Another reason why many people get stage fright. So throughout your life, look at how can you reduce stress. Whether it's a form of meditation, whether it's having your alone time, just focus on whatever activity reduces stress. Because again, if you're a stressed individual, it will impair your memory. You're not getting anything else from me. I've given you 10 habits. That's all you're getting. So cut it, especially after throwing a pillow at me, man. What were you thinking?